Welcome into Rebel Intramural Sportsnet. Will Lewin here.
I'm Kai Sono.
How you doing today, Kai?
I'm feeling pretty good, bro. I'm excited for this game.
No, absolutely. It's a early point here for 6-7 White Tee. 6-7 White Tee going to be the team in all pink in today's game. On the right side, it's going to be Team Sinigang in all black, kind of purple-black.
Nice pass right there. Shot over by Jaden, and it's just barely out. Just barely out. That's 2 points for pink team right here.
Yeah, another point there for 6-7 White Team. One of the more intricate names here for the intramural co-ed volleyball season. Hard serve there from the hand of Kwan right into the net. It'll be the first point for Team Sinigang.
You know, I got to respect that solid serve, though. Ollie does have a great float. It was just in the net that time.
It'll be Kahukam who's going to be serving for Team Sinigang here. She's repping number 1. Here comes the serve.
The float goes over. Pass by Olivia. Put down. No, it's dug up. She wasn't there in time.
Lamartin there trying to get a leg to it. It kind of looked like she was hesitant. A 50-50 ball for her. Not sure if she was going to reach out with the hand, reach out with the leg. She ends up not hitting the ball at all, and it'll be a point for Team 6-7 White Tee.
I don't know if you saw it, but 6-7 just subbed in a big hitter in the front row. They subbed out Luis for Davin, number 3.
Yeah, Davin, a strong hitter. We saw him in a warm-ups just pumping the balls over in the net. Scary sight there for Team Sinigang's front row, but you look at number 5, Ephraim Izidigwu, and he's a big guy standing up front looking to block some balls today.
Nice pass off the net, put up. Just not in the right position to put over the net. Nice set right there. And Davin's going to put that ball down. That's another point for 6-7 White Tee.
Izidigwu not able to get a hand on that one. It goes right through the first line of defense for Team Sinigang, and it's now a 4-2 game here in favor of Team 6-7.
I don't know, but Sinigang is going to have to lock in right here.
It'll be a point there for Team 6-7. It looks like Izidigwu, it looks like he was maybe touching the net there on the jump. Automatic point there for Team 6-7.
Solid serve. Oh, Jaden.
Good recovery.
Girl's going to have to, not enough. Oh, let's see, it went on the 4th floor right there.
Yeah, Lamartin not able to get that one back in play. She did a phenomenal job trying to track it down. There possibly could have been a third hit there for Team Sinigang, but doesn't find the other side of the net, and it's now a 5-2 game here.
Ooh. Overpass right there. Nice set by Ollie. Just a little bit tight for Francis. Nice dig up by number 5. Oh, miscommunication. Ooh. That was scary.
Yeah, that's Diego Pasquet getting caught up with Lamartin on that one. It kind of hits off the head of Lamartin in the end as Pasquet basically looked like she was trying to jump over her to a certain extent. 7-2 game now.
Nice pass by Diego. Set up. Oh, missed time on number 5.
Yeah, Izidigwu there not able to find the power there on the hit. He went up for it and just completely whiffed, went right under it. But again, a whole lot of game left here for him to correct some of those mistakes, but it'll still be a serve here. It's Moananu doing an absolutely amazing job here serving for Team 6-7. Great piece spiking there from Jaden Martin, number 11 for Team Sinigang, and they finally have the ball back on their side of the court, Kai.
Gotta love Jaden Martin hitting it from back row, just putting the hammer down on that one.
Serving for Team Sinigang.
Now, Sinigang right now is down 5 points. They're going to have to go on a really long serving one. It's just cut short. They need to get that ball over the net. They need to get that ball, consistently over the net just to, get their points going. A ball over the net is a opportunity for the other team to mess up always. And as you see right now, just overpass, put down by Davin. And that's another point for 6-7 White Tee. Yeah, Sinigang right now is going to have to side out. They're going to have to pass that ball nice and high for the setter to put it high and hopefully have someone put over the net and straight to the ground. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I think Francis might have foot faulted.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyways just because he shot that ball way over the red line, and it's now a 10-4 game here. Sinigang with the serve. It'll be Sipcom serving a big high looping serve. Moananu able to find it. Kwan able to read it off the net. Great dig there.
Oh, and
high spike there from Rasiang. She's laughing with her teammates, though. She's enjoying it, but it will be a point for Team 6-7 as the big heavy hitter Davin is now stepping up to serve.
They got a little interesting lineup right now. Davin with the topspin, clears on that short, and it goes right in the campfire.
Those are the kind of mind games you can play when you're such a hard hitter like that. You're expecting it to be very deep on your own side of the court, but Davin shows you right there that he's very utile and he can put it wherever he wants on that side of the court. High serve here.
Ooh, right into the net.
Going for the high throw there. You see that from a lot of the veteran players, especially really trying to show off their stuff, but Davin hits that one right back into the net, and it'll be a serve here for Team Sinigang. The captain, Lamartin, will be the server. Underhand serve, not going to find the other side, and the ball will go right back to Team 6-7. Before a substitution is coming in place, it'll be Keller coming out, Levy coming back in, and the server is now Kwan. Kwan, her second time serving this game. She started off the game serving. Now with a cushion of an 8-point lead here. That serve going to be out of bounds. Great read there by Sipcon on Team Sinigang. Able to see that one all the way out. And may look like he's the one serving. No, it'll be Pasquet going to be serving here for Team Sinigang.
It looks like a lot of these veteran players are missing their serves long. I don't think they have a problem with clearing the net, but knowing this ball and the ball they're playing with right now, it is a slightly lighter ball than the usual molten balls that a lot of the rec players play with. It looks like they're going to have to just adjust that serve just a little bit to clear the net and go in.
So
Luis with a topspin serve, just short shanked out by number 1. Great adjustment right there. Let's see if he continues with another short serve, or will he just power that ball over the net?
Yeah, Kahukam not able to handle that one for Team Sinigang. It'll be a point here for 6-7. 15-6 the score. Here's another serve. Big high looping ball will go back over the net here for 6-7. Good set there from Moananu. Good hand there from Martin. He's not allowed to touch it, though, so he's just standing aimlessly by. Knows the rules well.
Just not enough. Just not enough.
Another serve here for Team 6-7. That's Bueno serving for the White Tees. Here's the serve. Not going to find the other side of the net as it kind of hits Martin almost in the face there on the ricochet. And now Kahukam will be the server for Team Sinigang.
Got to appreciate the confidence from 6-7 White Tee right now. As they progress with more points and more points, they're going to get more aggressive with their serve. That's just how the game is.
Moananu puts that ball back up. Bueno, a pretty errant hit there, trying to softly spike it back over the net, but unfortunately isn't able to get any power under it and instead just goes straight to the ground. Kahukam still serving here for Team Sinigang. That ball just misses the red line. Kahukam can't believe it, throws her head in the air in disbelief, and it'll be a serve here for 6-7. Moananu on the line here for 6-7 White Tee. Her serve out of bounds yet again. We're going back and forth here.
Back and forth on a slight comeback, but with Jaden back in the serving line, it's going to might prove a problem for Sinigang right now. If you look at 6-7 White Tee, they have Francis and Francis at number 1 in the front row. Goes straight to number 1, puts it over, but dug up. Set up for Jaden. Swings her back around, he puts it down. Jaden has been a big scorer for Sinigang right now. Gotta appreciate him swinging from the back row, not stepping over the line, and just consistently putting it over the net in a tight spot just for 6-7 White Tee unable to pick it up. Right now, we're going to need him to put an aggressive serve over the net while keeping it over, like inside the court. Goes with the topspin, clears the net. Nice pass by Luis right there. Olivia sets it up, but put down and deep for 6-7 White Tee.
Yeah, Levy there for 6-7 White Tee. Finds some open ground there on the floor of Team Sinigang and just pounds it into the ground. We've got a substitution here on the left side of the court. It's Bueno coming out and Davin coming back in. I believe it's actually Keller coming back in and Davin actually rotating to the left side as Levy's serve goes right into the net, and now it's back to Team Sinigang here for the serve. It'll be Rasiang serving for Team Sinigang.
Nice. Service ace for Sinigang right now.
And Rasiang able to find that outside part of the court. Davin didn't want to dive for it, thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it just clips that inside part of the court. Great ace there from Rasiang.
6-7 White Tee has 5 players on the court. She's going to have to find that spot in the court where the players just aren't able to cover because they're lacking one player. But tricky play right there from Davin. He tips it over the net and into the little spot. It looks like Sinigang was not playing their base. Jaden Martin trying to coach up over there.
It'll be Keller with the serve for Team 6-7. Finds some shallow room there on the Sinigang side. Martin able to get it back over. Davin having some hard time trying to set it up for his team. It'll go back over to the Sinigang side. Here's Sipcon able to get it over to the other side of the net. Levy able to set it. Davin with a free ball. LaMartin hits it a little too hard on the Sinigang side, and it's 20-12.
For long rounds like that, ball control is very important. You saw it right there. Number 2 just unable to get the ball right on the net where the setter is, and that led to Sinigang losing that point.
Foot fault there from Keller, and the point will go to Team Sinigang. It's a 20-13 game. Sipcon will be your server here for Team Sinigang.
High toss float, goes high, just
Ooh.
barely in, but Davin tries to put it there and he gets it, swings out.
That ball surely would have been out had Levy left it, but no communication from his teammate. Tries to get the set up Davin. Instead of trying to get it to one of his teammates, instead throws it over the net, and it goes out of bounds. Sipcon again with the serve. Devin with the set. Moananu trying to get it back to him. It'll be Kwan interrupting it, but Levy trying to get the spike over, but he's too far away. 20-15 as Team Sinigang is not dead yet.
Team Sinigang with a nice comeback right there. Oh, I take that back. I might have jinxed him right there, but I got to appreciate the Sinigang comeback right there with a consistent serve over the net. Those high serves look easy, but they're really tricky. Without communication, I think that serve might have, caught some of them off guard.
Yeah, and the first set will go to Team 6-7 YT. I mean, all too familiar for Team 6-7. We've seen that from them time and time again. They've just been dominating the intramural volleyball world. Only one loss on the season so far.
One loss?
Looking to keep it that way, yeah, as we enter set number 2. But for Kai, you as a volleyball player, what are kind of the big things that stuck out to you from Team Sinigang there, even after losing that set by 6 points?
Team Sinigang is a big team. They have Jaden Martin and number 5 right there. And it looks like they kind of know what they're doing. Right now, they need to control that ball. The ball is lighter, going to be hard to control. But if they can just lock in that ball control and they put up a nice ball for number 5, Jaden, or anybody on that team, and they place it in a hard to get spot, since Team 6-7 White Tee has only 5 players, they can't cover all the court. So it's going to be tricky for them to adjust to the fast pacing if Team Sinigang picks it up right now. And then also serve receive is another big part of the game. If they just lock in that serve receive, it doesn't have to be perfect on top of the setter's head, but if they put it right on the 10-foot line, like in the middle of the court, then that means it's a great opportunity for Team Sinigang to score with that pass. It all starts with a pass.
Yeah, the intrinsic rules here of co-ed intramural volleyball is that you're allowed to have 6 players on the court at a time, but 3 of them have to be girls. That's the only way you can have 6 players. If that's not the case, then we just play our traditional volleyball rules. A new player checking in for Sinigang.
Player checking for Sinigang?
Number 8. Not entirely sure who it is.
Dwight.
First name Dwight.
His name is Dwight. Dwight? Is he on the roster? Oh, right now.
Number 8, Dwight, checking in for Team Sinigang here, trying to get the team back on top here against 6-7 White Tee. Sinigang's got the serve. Ooh. Davin able to control it where here's Moananu the set, not good. Levy able to get the set over. Oh my goodness.
God. No.
Great piece of awareness there from Levy, who sets the ball into Coffin's corner on the Sinigang side. It's now a 1-0 ball game for 6-7 White Tee early, and again, an early spot here for 6-7 White Tee. We saw it in the last set. Could they take control? The serve from Kwon actually going to bounce in the face of Lamartin on the Sinigang side, and it's now quickly 2-0 here in favor of 6-7.
I've seen Dwight play in these games, number 8. I really want to see him go on the court. You know, his stature might not be big as number 5 or Jaden, but put him on the net, he's putting that ball down.
Serve ace there for Kwon as that ball trickles over the net. Now a 3-0 ball game in favor of team 6-7.
You know, we have Jaden on the net here. We're just going to need one of the guys to pass the ball over the net. Looks like there's a miscommunication right there.
Yeah, some miscommunication there between Wilson and Akem. Akem not really getting a lot of playing time on that first set, as well as Wilson not getting a lot of playing time either. Here's the serve from Kwon. High serve. Wilson able to get his hands under it. Here comes Rasiang with this hit over. Rasiang again will get another opportunity. Here comes Akem with the spike. Block from Levy is not going to be in time. Point Sinigang.
It looks like a point for 6-7 White.
Oh, my goodness.
I think the ref just called a back row attack.
Yeah, and your guy Jaden Martin not happy with the call either, giving the ref a bit of an earful, and Kwon is still serving here for 6-7.
Gotta love how competitive. But the ball goes out. It might have been a ball does not lie kind of play.
Yeah. It'll be Rasiang now serving for Team Sinigang. Middle of the court for her.
It looks like she might be the setter for the team.
Yeah. Yeah, her and Moananu doing a fantastic job in today's game, trying to get their team situated on the spiking end. Here's her serve. Goes over. Devin, a hard time handling it, but Keller's able to bring it back in. Moananu feeds it over the net. It's a free ball for Sinigang. Moananu sets.
Nice.
Fiona sits it over. Moananu with the set. Levy with the spike. Oh, my goodness. Great point there from Team 6-7.
Right over here, grabbing his face. Looks like he's distressed.
Yeah, Dwight with the casual clothing you can see here on the left side of your screen. The jorts were rocking like it's the early 2000s. Love the outfit. Here's Levy with the serve. Goes over the net. Moananu able to find it before it hits the floor, but Akem mishandles it. That's actually Rasiang that handled it, excuse me, not Moananu. And it's a 7-1 game now in favor of Team 6-7. Levy still serving here.
Team Sinigang is down 6 points right now. I think, you know, they need to change something on the court. Jaden with the on-2 kill, feeling like Moni Nikolov. What a great play from Jaden. I think right now they need to change out that back row passing. They need a guy who can pass the ball on to Lucille's, on Lucille so that she can set Jaden Martin some more.
Yeah, we talked about Rasiang kind of being the setter here for Team Sinigang, and she now finds herself playing that back line. It's actually Lamartin now in front looking to set these balls. There's Moananu with the set. Keller able to tip the net and goes over for a point for 6-7. Moananu going to be the server now here for Team 6-7. 8-2 lead here.
Hey, watch this. Serve over that. Oh, it goes long.
Moananu not going to be happy with that one as she gives the free ball back to Team Sinigang here. And it'll be Kahukam coming up to serve for Team Sinigang.
Kahukam is going to have to keep this serving. Solid float serve. Just dived up, though. And goes straight to Luis. Blocked by Dwight. Casual walk-off. As I said earlier, Dwight is going to be a major game player this game. They're just going to have to keep feeding him the ball right there so he can put it down for Sinigang.
Now, the first time we've seen some action there from Dwight, able to get a hand on it. Kahukam still serving here for Sinigang.
Levy puts it up. Straight to Francis. Block touch from Dwight. Miscommunication right there, but it's over on two, avoiding the multi-gender contact roll, but put down by Luis anyway. Unable to pick that ball up.
Yeah, Rasiang having a hard time trying to dig that one out off the hands there of the 6-7 team. Davin going to come in for Levy on the substitution. Got to make sure it's official here. Keller will be the server here for 6-7.
Oh, looks like he foot faulted again, but ref not calling it. Over on two. Magic play. That's going to be a double from Davin right there. Trying to play soccer. Yeah,
Keller doing a good job keeping that one in the air, but again, like you said, Davin touching it twice there, and it will be a fault and a free point here for Team Sinigang as Lamartin will be the server here for the team in purple. It'll be an underhand serve from her, and it's not going to reach the net. 10-5 game here in favor of Team 6-7, 11 points away from closing this one out.
As we see Team 6-7 White Tee close out this game, the more and more lead we get, you'll see them start being more aggressive with their serves again, like last game. But you might see a topspin for game point if they get the serving, if they get served on game point. That might have been, whose point was that?
I believe that was 6-7. Kwan, the server, really putting it to Lamartin, who's finding herself playing that back left position. We'll see where she puts this one. Back left again towards Martin. She handles it a little bit more cleanly this time. Here comes the other Martin with a big hit and a spike. Point Sinigang. Kai, you're excited.
I'm excited. Jaden, you know, always nothing gets
always
past me.
nothing. Attaboy.
No words, no words.
All right, here's Dwight. Dwight is a phenomenal server. Let's see what he's got here just off to the left side of your screen here.
A float serve. Put up, but Davin puts it down in the coffin corner again.
Yeah, that was definitely a bit of a misfire there from Davin. You can kind of hear the way it went off of his fingertips. That's not exactly the power that he was hoping to bring to it, kind of reaching for it, knowing that he maybe mistimed that a little bit. Bueno going to be the server here for 6-7. Way over.
Holy.
Lot of spin on that one.
Too much power on that one. Now we have
Wilson serving.
Wilson back in the serve with Jaden in the front row. Looks like they're trying to plot something. Him and Lucille over there. Service ace by William.
Yeah, finds that empty spot of the court there for Team 6-7. Kwan trying to get a hand to it, but Moananu not able to track it down. Levy with a good dig there. Almost looked like they fell into place.
2-ball to Jaden. Oh. Tries to tip it over, but just does not clear the net.
It'll be a point there for 6-7, 13-8 game, and now we've got Davin serving for 6-7. We've seen him with a couple of serves so far. Nothing too crazy. We saw that big serve trying to get the last point on the last set. Here's another high throw.
High
finds the
spin.
other side. Not going to find the inbounds area. It's now 13-9. Serve belongs to Sinigang. It'll be Rasiang.
On a high toss serve like that, you're going to have to be behind the ball. It looks like on that one, he was under the ball, which led him to hit out on that one or not be able to control that serve. Watch Lucille over there. She's behind the ball, but she puts it over the net, goes straight to number 10, setting the ball. Levy puts it down, and it's a point for Team 6-7 White Tee. Player sub right here. Francis going back in for Luis.
Levy with a delayed jump there on that one, able to find the ball, put it right into no man's land on the Sinigang side. It's now 14-9. Moananu, the server, not going to find the other side of the net. Levy trying to unsuspiciously throw the ball over to try and get the point. And now your guy, Jaden Martin, is going to be the server here, Kai.
Jaden's going back row right now. Know this guy from club. Solid server. He was our serving middle, actually, and he had one of the best serves from the middle on our team. But Francis puts it over. Tip! Dwight tries to put it up, and will it be in? It is in. Tricky play from Dwight there, right in the corner. No one else suspected that. Now, going back to the serving line, down 3 points, Jaden knows he's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to want it. He's going to have to put his team in a good position while putting an aggressive serve over the net. Great serve from him, but it's just dimed up by number 10. Francis puts it down, and no one's able to react with that. No blockers. That's just easy money for Francis.
That's the second time we've seen that. And again, I think the Achilles heel here is that you've got Kahukam and Lamartin both playing the left side, and they're not necessarily your tallest people on the Sinigang side. So trying to jump up and block that ball is somewhat irrelevant for this team here.
Yeah, for teams like these, when you have big hitters like Francis in the front row, you're going to have to put up a block. Anything, touching the ball, letting it come off your hands, you're going to need to slow that ball down. Without slowing that ball down, you just have plays like that where no one can react, no one can do anything. Just also, like, when the middle goes up, you're going to see big guys like number 5 from earlier, him in the front row playing middle. You're going to want it to take up space to force the other hitters to swing in a direction where, you know, players like Lucille would be sitting right at, just reading that hitter. Looks like a team right now for Team Sinigang. Dwight going back to serve. Down only 3 points, though. Wait, am I wrong?
I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like Lamartin has left the court, but she wasn't actually subbed out for anyone. So Dwight is now the server. Team Sinigang have 5 people on the court. Team 6-7 are now coming to the referees table in order to figure out what's going on here. So the ruling here is that, so they want Dwight to serve, but the only way that Dwight can serve is if LaMartin serves first. So in order to avoid that, Kai, they've essentially subbed LaMartin out so that Dwight can now be the server. And they're asking if that's legal because, hey, they've already recorded the point. Obviously, you know that you're going to be serving up next. It would have been more fair if they maybe subbed LaMartin out before the last point. What are your thoughts on this, Kai?
You know what, Will? Legal or not, I think that was a genius play from Sinigang. You know, might not be the most, logical thing to do, or it might be the most logical thing to do, but, you know, gotta love, Sinigang trying to do anything within the power to win. 3-point, lead right here for Team 6-7 White Tee. They just want to close that gap with Dwight's aggressive serve.
Yeah, let's see if the referees are going to allow this one to happen. LaMartin is actually in the bleachers now. She's not even standing on the court anymore, and it looks like they are going to allow this substitution to go down. So Dwight will be the server. And I agree with you, Kai. I feel like naturally the kind of pro-con list here is that you're going from a 6-person team now down to a 5-person team. Moananu for Team 6-7 is making sure that LaMartin can't re-enter. So it's looking like LaMartin is in, but Dwight still looks to be the person who's serving. So it seems like all that fuss was for nothing. Okay, now Keller is now pointing towards LaMartin and Dwight saying, hey, LaMartin needs to be the one serving. It's her turn to serve. You need to have a girl serving unless there are 5 people on the court.
Well, I think LaMartin is, 0-2 right now for serves, by the stats.
It kind of looks like Martin, Dwight, and Wilson are kind of giving her a tutorial here as to how they want the serve to look like. She's going to go underhand again. This one will go over the net.
Nice. Clears the net. Looks like the coaching work. Dug up by Dwight, but just Jaden unable to get a second touch on it. Gotta appreciate the serve going over the net. A serve over the net is a potential for, Team Sinigang to score a point.
So Keller's the server now after that point. Davin will sub in for Levy. 17-13 game here. Here's the serve from Keller. Finds the other side of the net. Dwight trying to dig it out. Unsuccessful. Kahukam trying to make up for it. Isn't able to reach it. And now it's 18-13 in favor of 6-7 White Tee.
I think on this play, Dwight might have got overconfident in that pass and just didn't put his angle out well, which led him to shank the ball backwards. Crazy serve from Francis right there. The ball had just a little spin while having that float serve type of, trajectory through the air. Now, as the game winds down, they get closer to game point, Francis is going to put the ball in more trickier spots. He might, same serve, but Jaden puts it up, served over by Lucille, and it's going to be 4 touches from Sinigang.
Yeah, unfortunate point there for Team Sinigang. Again, a bit of miscommunication there. I don't really think LaMartin was expecting the ball to come to her.
Looks like Francis is not going to topspin, going for the regular float serve, and it goes out.
Yikes. So realistically for Team Sinigang here, you'd like to imagine that Dwight will be the server, and that is exactly what he will be as he heads over to the red line here wearing number 8 for the team in purple. Team Sinigang down by 6, trying to make the comeback before it's too late. That ball finds it, an ace for Dwight starting out. This is why they wanted him to be the server.
This is great for Team Sinigang. Down only 5 points right now, but this is a tough spot for Dwight mentally and physically. He's going to have to keep up the same pace with the same serve, 6 times in a row to close out this game. They're going to have to bring the game to 20-22 even.
Oh,
and it's out, just barely.
Oh, no, they called it in. Dwight can't believe it. Davin with the tip drill finds the inbounds ball and the win for Team 6-7 White Tee. They will remain at 1 loss, will move up to 6 wins, and move on to the playoffs next week. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, Sinigang struggling, finishing the season with only 1 win on the season as they drop both sets against 6-7 White Tee. They lose the second one 21-15. Jaden Martin here at the broadcaster's booth confirming that was out. My broadcasting partner Kai says, yeah, I think it was.
I think it was out. That was so out, but it's okay. Tough loss for Team Sinigang right here. I thought that ball was out. In the end, it came down to serve receive to win them that game. They just didn't have it this game. They're going to have to find, a couple more players who can pass that ball just off the net so they can set it to one of their big hitters on that team. Team 6-7 White Tee did a great job at that. They put the ball off the net.
Take a team photo, please.
Passing the ball off the net to the setter and putting it to the big hitters, which happened. They're going to also have to, Team Sinigang right here is going to have to utilize that height on their team actually at the net to slow down that ball. Just like I said, if they lock that in, they could be a dangerous team coming forward from this match.
Yeah, you can tell on the Team Sinigang side that while they do have some big guys that can definitely pose as some valuable threats, especially on the blocking front, there's kind of a hint knowing that they don't really have the skill of the typical volleyball player. I feel like a lot of the times we're seeing them kind of hitting the ball with their hands clenched together instead of the more typical wrapping your left hand or even your right hand over your left or right, the other hand essentially. So they are taking a team picture here in the distance representing the game of the night between Team 6-7 and Team Sinigang. But it's Team 6-7 coming out on top for the penultimate game here at the UNLV Recreation and Wellness Center. But don't go anywhere. We've got one more game before the night is over. Game number 4 here on court number 1 between the all too familiar Team Net Assets and Team AXID and Pike. Well, it'll be coming up shortly right here on the Rebel Intramural Sportsnet. I've been Will Lewin. We'll see you in the next one.